Good morning, everyone. Welcome to freedailycoaching.com. It's a Tuesday, so that means we have Guest Host Tuesday. And if you're here this morning, first off, I want to say good morning. Welcome to Free Daily Coaching, and thank you for taking a few moments out of your morning, out of your day, to start with a powerful resource. Here at freedailycoaching.com, we try to provide you with home-based solutions, direct sales solutions, multi-level marketing solutions for you to start implementing right away. One of the really fun things that we've been able to do over the last few weeks is start some guest hosting. And a group of people raised their hand, stepped up to the bat, or to the batter's box, if you will. Pardon my baseball references. I'm not a baseball guy, so I don't do a lot of baseball references. Stepped up to the plate, right? I think that's the term. Stepped up to the plate to take a swing. And pretty excited that a group of these people stepped up and said, hey, I want to come and host. I've got something to share. I've learned something. I've got something of value here, and I want to go out and present it. And this morning, last week we started with this series, and this morning our guest host is just a wonderful lady that over the course of probably about the last 9 months, I've been able to develop a relationship with online. The amazing part about working with Debbie is that before working with Debbie, I had no idea that you could really work with people and exchange some ideas with people that you weren't even associated with. There was no association other than this loose affiliation that we were using some of the same tools or products. And being able to start developing a relationship with someone that had started marketing, and started learning how to build a home-based business, and watching as we both took actions and developed our business, and being able to support each other along the way, whether there was some challenges or whether there was celebrations. And so I want to introduce you to a lady that she speaks to my heart, and she speaks to my heart because this morning her topic is going to be mindset. And that speaks to my heart because that's what started my journey. I found out early on that, quite honestly, I wasn't the person that I was required to be able to get the results that I wanted to get. And so I realized that I had to grow, I had to learn. And let me say this, it's an amazing opportunity when you're able to network with people like Debbie. Okay, if you don't know Debbie, go find her on Facebook. She's going to show you her Facebook link in a little bit here. She's going to share some great stuff with you on her mindset and where her journey brought her. And the reason that I'm telling you that this lady will touch your heart, that she's really going to do something different than what you've seen before, is because I've had that experience, right? I've gone out to my mailbox and got a letter from Arizona and realized that there was a friend of mine that was sending me information, right, about goats, because she saw that I had goats. She knew my wife and I were getting some goats, and she wasn't sending me a card to be like, hey, I'm sending you my send out card to tell you happy birthday, and by the way, it's a plug for my thing. She wasn't sending this to be some advertisement or to do some kind of like work me for something. She did it because she's a real person that really likes to network. And this morning she's going to show you how some simple mindset shifts can change your business and how it's changed what she's doing. So without any further ado, let me introduce to you my friend, fellow goat lover, fellow marketer, and all around really just a wonderful woman to network with, and really a pleasure to be with and a pleasure to hang out with, Mrs. Debbie Deardorf. Debbie, good morning and welcome. I should have said Ms. since I don't know all the proper titles.
Thank you, Bert. That was, wow, really an amazing introduction. And I want to thank you for letting me take over your podium today. I've done some slides to kind of keep me on point because I tend to ramble. So I'm going to go share my screen. Yeah. You can see it. How's that? Did it work?
Awesome. Yep, we can see it. You might want to go just a tiny bit bigger, but absolutely we can see it.
Okay. That's All right. If I go to the 100, is it too big now?
Well, it'll be okay. I think you just might have to scroll up and down depending on the slide. So,
Okay.
and if everyone in the chat could just let us know that yes, you can as well see and hear Debbie, that would be awesome.
Okay.
Yeah, I think 75% right there is perfect size.
Okay, great. All right, and everybody can see it all right.
I will let you know, but I can see it, and I made an announcement, so I think that they'll let us know in the chat. There's a little bit of a delay, so we'll see here.
Okay. Well, we're just going to dig right in then.
Awesome.
I'm going to talk to you today about mindset shift. And is it something powerful, or is it just some far out there woo-woo stuff? Okay, when I first heard the term mindset shift, I definitely thought it was way out there woo-woo stuff. After all, what could be wrong with my thinking? I'd been thinking the same way for over 50 years. So, I didn't see how any of this stuff had anything to do with me. So thankfully, I ran into my mentor who shared with me a program that a lot of us use to build our businesses. They do a quick morning wake-up call. It's about 15 or 20 minutes every Monday through Friday. And they also have weekly live seminars and lots of great recorded training on every kind of mindset, personal development, marketing strategy, any kind of thing you want to learn. So if you're interested in anything like that, get back with the person that invited you to the call and they can get you a bit more information on it. Okay, here's the really short version of my story. I spent 25 years as a stay-at-home wife and mother on our self-sufficient 10-acre farm where we raised 2 lovely daughters along with fish, rabbits, chickens, ducks, turkeys. I had a herd of over 40 meat and dairy goats, 4 adult pigs, a cow-calf pair, and a few dogs and cats to round out the mix. And the really crazy part, all of these animals started with just one 4-H guinea pig. But that's a story for another time. The kids grew up, they got married, they've got kids of their own. I have, so far, 5 grandkids, and some of you know that I had one little guy born in April, and there's one that lives with his mom and I that was born this past May. So I have him here to play with every day. And then my husband lost his 8-year battle with cancer. And that changed a lot of things for me. One big thing was I needed an income. Okay. And due to my own health issues, I knew I could not get what they call a JOB, a just over broke. So I started searching for something I could do online. I tried a bunch of things, a lot of things, but nothing really worked. And so I was just getting frustrated and irritated with spending money I really didn't have and getting little to no results except deeper in debt. And I have to tell you, this is not what I had in mind when I started my search for the perfect home business. I just knew that there was something missing, something that I was doing wrong, something I needed to add to make all my hours and hours and hours of studying every day finally become productive. Do you ever feel like that? Well, I heard from different people that leaders are readers, so I began to add some self-improvement reading to my daily tasks. These books, along with the morning mindset calls that I listened to and some other training, began to pull my thinking into a place I'd never been before. Then I took an online intensive training class where I got even more information and some forward momentum. One really big thing that I learned was that my mindset was up to me. So there was no longer an excuse to continue to blame my upline, my sponsor, my family, my life baggage, on and on and on, for my lack of success. And that was tough to deal with, as it meant that my big problem was, well, me. Why do I now feel that mindset is vital to creating a successful home business and a successful life? Well, your mindset is governed by what you feed it. If you only hear or say to yourself negative things, that's all that can manifest in your life. Your goals and dreams will be small to even non-existent because you already know there's just nothing better coming your way. If you have an employee mindset, you can be relatively satisfied with your job, your spouse, your house. At least you'll settle for what you have, as you don't feel that you can do any better, even though you might think about it at times. Your life follows your mindset. So the big question is, where do you want to go? Here's something that has been a huge mindset shift for me, and it's making a mind-boggling difference in my life and business. I've always been a huge procrastinator. Huge. When something scared me, or I wasn't sure I could do it, or I didn't think it would work out, I would just procrastinate until it was too late to make some calls or get into the class or put myself out there and risk something. You would be shocked to know how many fun, wonderful, amazing things I've missed out on in my life because of this silly habit. Okay, this is one for you to write down. Procrastination equals fear. Every single time you feel fear, snap the rubber band around your wrist. Do something to pattern interrupt. Then tell yourself that what you're really feeling is excitement, and push right through it to do your calls or make your video or whatever it is you've been putting off. Since I've been creating this new habit, I've done some really neat stuff. In fact, I'm teaching this class on Bert's morning coaching session. Not too long ago, this would have been completely out of the question for me. I had lots of reasons and excuses for why I couldn't do videos, and there was no way I would have ever thought today was a possibility for me. In fact, when I raised my hand to do the call, Bert asked what my topic would be. I kind of hemmed and hawed around and told him I just knew I didn't want to do a call, so I knew I had to do a call. And then I decided mindset was the perfect subject. So that's what we're doing today. Do you tell yourself that you can't do videos because you want to wait until you lose some weight? Want to wait until you get some dental work done? Maybe you want to wait until you have a few sales under your belt. Maybe you need to get a haircut or figure out how to put your makeup on for the day. Maybe you need better recording equipment. You don't like your face. You don't like your voice. Maybe you don't think you know anything you can teach someone. I know there's a lot more reasons or excuses, but you get the point. You can pretty much talk yourself out of being successful, or you can snap that rubber band and turn that fear into excitement and just jump right in. Never compare yourself to others, as there will always be someone who is prettier, thinner, has a better voice, knows more techie stuff, has better equipment, and you can go on and on. But the really neat thing is there will always be someone on the other end of the stick who thinks that you are simply amazing. So go learn something on a call or a recorded training or in your self-improvement book. Do what you then go make a video or a blog post about it and teach someone. Don't freak yourself out. Don't think about it too much. Just snap that rubber band and do it, okay? I know without a doubt that this is a safe place to guest host. So raise your hand. Let Bert know that you want to come on and teach a class. It's not hard. I'm doing it, okay? I had tons of excuses present themselves on why I should, at the very least, swap days with someone else. So my wrist is kind of red because I've been snapping the rubber band quite a lot. Okay, just trust me on this one, okay? I've gone from being an invisible, scared, non-tech savvy person with serious health issues, excuse me, that thought I had absolutely nothing to offer anyone, to actually building my own website for my blog that I'm working on right now, consistently building my list and meeting at least 10 new people every day, making sales, creating my first bare bones PowerPoint presentation so I can stay on point with you today, teaching here on Bert's coaching call, and lots more really neat stuff. I'm having fun. And I know that you can do it too. I have faith in you. So get your rubber band snap yourself a few times today and have some fun. Okay? Here's 2 final tips that you can write these down. Tony Robbins says, no matter how many mistakes you make or how slow your progress, you are still way ahead of everyone who isn't even trying. That is really big. And my friend and mentor, Diane Hochman, loves to say, you don't have to get it perfect, you just have to get it going. So that's my goal for you today. Just snap yourself, get out there every single day without fail and do something you wouldn't normally do. Shake up your normal, get out of your rut, and become amazed at how your home and business life blossoms. That's it, Bert. It was faster than I thought. Does anybody have any questions?
That was awesome, Debbie. Let me go ahead and open up the question and answer. Guys, I'll go ahead and put the Q&A open, so if you have a question, go ahead and do it up in the question mark on the question and answer, and that way we can look at the question, and then you don't have to type it in the chat. Sometimes the chat goes by too fast. Awesome. Super, let me go ahead and take the blue square off you. Super excited, Debbie, that you just took the, and I remember us having that conversation, is you're like, listen, I don't know what I'm going to talk about, but I know that if there's fear associated with this, that I don't want to do it, that I have to do it. And that, and people are putting in the chat, it's nice to hear it in the context of your story, to be able to see that, life is happening for all of us, and we all have a different situation, we all have a different background, and the best part of the whole thing is that it doesn't matter what your story, not that it doesn't matter, but that your story being different than my story or David's story or Pauline's story or Phil's or Karen's or Jamie's, it's okay. The fact that the stories are different is the powerful part. It's because you brought you to the table, right? And that's the secret ingredient, was you. And the magic was in you stepping through it today, because now you can say, yeah, I've done a webinar. Yeah, no big deal. I've actually guest, right? You got your stuff, and you guest hosted, which is fun, right? That's another part of your story. Not only have you done a webinar, but you've actually guest hosted on someone else's webinar, so that's fun. We have a question coming in. Debbie, what reading, and this is a great question, what reading material has made a big impact on you? Is there something specific that you've read that you really...
I started with The Greatest Networker in the World by John Fogg, and I love that one because it showed visually, really, my mind kind of does a visual thing on how this guy went from his I can't possibly do anything mindset to having anything he wants now. So that got me started thinking that, well, if this guy could do it, I can do it. So absolutely. Yeah, I like to read. I like the audio books, that when I'm outside doing my chores, I've got my MP3 player. I can listen to things while I'm gardening or feeding the critters, or So there's lots of dead time when you're driving places, when you're waiting in line, when you're at the doctor's office. It's kind of wasted time. So you can be reading or listening to books. And Mark Harbert says that you can listen to them at double time, and your brain still soaks it up. So you could go through an audiobook in an hour. So,
absolutely.
You can get a lot of self-improvement in a short period of time.
Absolutely. 100% you can. I wanted to, first of all, thank you again, Debbie, for not only the courage to step through the fear, but for bringing some value this morning, for sharing your story and sharing the things that were able to help you have that mindset shift, the things that you were able to start implementing and that you're doing, and sharing it candidly with everyone. I also wanted to make a few housekeeping announcements as well. We got another question. Oh, who was that last author? They didn't hear you when you were announcing.
I think it's John Fogg, F-O-G-G.
F-O-G-G. So John F-O-G-G Fogg was the author. I wanted to do a couple
in the world.
Awesome. I wanted to tell a couple announcements, guys. At the end of the webinar, I'll shoot you guys over to the Ultimate Freedom webinar registrations at 3 p.m. this afternoon if you want to come and attend that. Debbie mentioned Diane as well. She's a mentor of mine, someone that she speaks from her heart. She's got a great business sense. She's been doing it for years, and every single time I go to one of her trainings, every single time I'm on a webinar, there's something that I pick up that I start implementing right away that starts to increase my productivity, my leads, my business, something is beneficial starts happening because of the actions I take from the methods that I learn on this webinar. So I want to send you guys over there. I also want to let you guys know about a couple other things going on. Of course, next Tuesday we're going to be having another guest host, so I'm excited about that. In addition to that, guys, people are taking action. A bunch of people that are here, a bunch of people that are that you guys know are taking massive action. I wanted to remind you that if you are doing the 100-Day Biz Builder Challenge, that you can find some links in the 100-Day Birds 100-Day Biz Builder Buddies group if you're in that group. And if not, then just reach out to these people. Tomorrow evening, or no, Thursday evening, Felicia Mupo is hosting a webinar. So if you want to go to get plugged in with that, she's going to be hosting a webinar tonight. Phil Aguilar, many of you guys know Phil. Phil decided on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays he's going to do powerhouse training sessions. So he's going to go over into the 100-Day Biz Builder Challenge and put up a link for that, so that if you want to tap into what he's doing, Phil's going to be doing some new webinars. So go over to the Biz Builder groups, check that out. If you're not in that group, guys, if you're not in my group, that's okay. Just reach out to Phil or Felicia or myself, Debbie, any one of us, any of the people that you see over in the chat, and we can connect you with the right person to make sure that if you want to go to one of those webinars that you can, right? And this is the part, guys, that I want to say thank you guys so much. I want to say thank you to Debbie for coming out today. I want to say thanks to Felicia for doing it last week, for Clive and Pauline and Kevin, and for Tom and Phil and everyone. If I forgot you guys, because there was a list of people that stepped up and said, hey, I want to host. I want to do a guest host. I want to thank you guys. And I want to thank Felicia and Phil for going and being bolder, right? For stepping out of their comfort zone, for saying, hey, I'm going to go host a webinar. Right on. What are you going to do today? What are you going to do in your business today to do something like Miss Debbie did, stepping through their fear? What are you going to do like what Mr. Phil Aguilar did by saying, hey, I'm going to host a webinar. I'm going to go for it. What are you going to do to be like Felicia Mupo, who just got back from a live event, who's now hosting webinars, right? She's becoming this person that you see doing things all over, right? What are you going to do, and how are you going to go out and help people today? How are you going to change your mindset like Debbie did? How are you going to become an inspiration to other people if you're not willing to shine? I'm so excited. I'm so proud of Debbie for shining this morning, for coming out and saying, hey, you know what? I could be a light. I could be the shining quality of a Tuesday morning for someone. I could come out here on a Monday morning or a Tuesday morning hangout, and I could share a little bit of my story, right? Debbie could share a little bit of her story with you to show you that sometimes there's challenges that you didn't even know about. Sometimes the challenges are so intense they would seem like they would be overwhelming, that the odds would be against you, but they're not. Right? Like they say in that Hunger Games, right? Like, may the odds be forever in your favor. They're in your favor if you make it that way. Debbie took actions to make the odds go in her favor. I think we can all agree by listening to Debbie's story that this path could have gone a different way, right? There's a different place that Debbie could be in right now, and I can tell you this, I'm sure glad that she's here with us. I'm sure glad that I'm able to share pirate shirt pictures with her and little goat pictures, right, and have some fun, because the opposite of that could be true as well. She could be in a place where she doesn't have support and encouragement and inspiration, but she's not. She's in a great place, and she's taking that, and she's becoming the light and the inspiration. And I hope that you, if you're out there today, that you'll take a little piece of Debbie's story. You'll let it touch your heart. right? Let it touch your heart and say, wow, what an inspirational woman. I thought I had some challenges, right? Like, it's making me misty. Like, I thought I had some stuff. And when we look, we see that everyone has this. Every one of us. So go out and be like Debbie today. Go out and be the light. Be the servant leader that I know that you have inside of you. And abandon the fear like Debbie did. Walk through it today. How good does it feel, Debbie, to know that you're done and you did it?
And I only had to snap twice.
Right? And you're alive, you're still breathing, you're happy, you're laughing. Everyone loved it, right? Congratulations, because everyone loved it, right? You did an amazing job. Thank you, Debbie, so much. Thank each of you for joining us here at Free Daily Coaching. Ask yourself the question that Debbie asked this morning. Are you really ready to make some mindset shifts? Is it real or is it woo-woo? I can tell you from my experience and from watching Debbie's experience, it's real. And you can go make it real. So go out today and take some massive action. Thank you for joining us, Free Daily Coaching. We'll see some of you over on the Ultimate Freedom webinar this afternoon at 3 p.m. Eastern. We'll see others of you tonight on one of the Biz Builder Challenge webinars. We'll see some of you on Phil Aguilar's first ever Tuesday night hangout this evening. And we'll see some more of you tomorrow morning here at Free Daily Coaching. And thank you for being here. We'll see you all tomorrow. Thank you again, Debbie. Have a great day.
Thank you, Bert. Bye-bye.
Stay here, Deb.